Okay, so this is a demo for Ben Rechel associated with podcast editing, but it'll probably be useful for other folks as well. So the two programs I use, both free, Audacity, audacity.sourceforge.net, and Levelator, conversationsnetwork.org/Levelator. So Ben gave me some audio. I just wanted to go through it. This he recorded recently for a podcast he's starting out doing. He said he applied some noise filtering to it, but as we'll see, it's problematic. So the way this audio is currently, there's a very soft part,
or whatever, and
then there's Ben's audio.
Sure that folks are listening.
But they're like in either channel, so this is going to annoy people because you've got one very loud on one end, one very soft on another. So it splits to mono, which basically just gives you two tracks of audio. This is actually the way I do model rail radio as well. First thing you want to do is amplify it. So this is basically, you need to do 7.8 decibels of amplification just to get it. Well, it's going to be extremely loud at that. So I would take maybe 3.3 off, which is still going to be pretty loud, but Levelator will come and bring those levels down. I'm not going to do everything here. I'm just going to do some of the stuff. It's just, okay, so that one's fine. Demonstration basically of how I do this. So I'd grab the noise as well, go to noise removal. Watch this video multiple times if you need to. Then select effect, noise removal, apply. So now what you want to do is you want to listen to the audio. I do it once through like this, and then I do a final edit on the mono version, on the single track mono version. So you've got a whole lot of stuff here with like over talking and people saying yes and stuff, and typically that could be okay.
Yeah. Well, what my idea was...
What I like is if you've got a primary speaker and you've got people under like that, I mean this is still considerably louder than that basically. So I like to apply what I call a half amplification, which is -5, which is like half basically, which means that the primary speaker has always got the lead audio. So you'll have other circumstances, I'm just trying to find a place, where you've just got like blatant overtalk. I don't even know what that does, so let's just turn that one off. So here, and you just want to flatten that out. I typically go through and basically I'll flatten out all this audio. So this is just a demonstration. You're obviously going to have to go back and do this on the actual audio to get it right, and part of it is really just the kind of lessons learned. You can do just a repeat, which I'll do the repeat overtalk, and this might just be straight over.
Model shipways longbow. Model shipways longbow.
So yeah, this basically I'd flatten as well. So you go through and do that. Export. As you can see, I'm recording more already. All my files ready. So I would just call this one flat or something like that. Okay, so that will save it as a flat file. This is the way you should do it. You should go through end to end basically and just get it together. But that'll give you a flat file. And okay, so put this stuff away. You have a flat file. Okay, open up Levelator. And this is where the real time-consuming, making a good quality podcast really comes in at this point. You'll have audio files. This, I notice, doesn't have an introduction, so you'll probably want to record an introduction, this kind of stuff. But Levelator goes through and makes sure that all the levels are correct. It won't, however, remove white space, so you've got to do that manually still. I've been working on my own software to do that, but white space is a touchy thing. Sometimes you need white space for kind of comedic pause, this kind of stuff, and sometimes you just don't need white space because people are just, basically bumbling on. What you'll also want to do is create, actually, I think I've already created an Internet Archive account for this. So anyway, this is the somewhat boring part of the tutorial because it's got to go through and level that. I probably should have just taken the first section and actually gotten that up. But yeah, actually doing the audio editing is an important part because people, the quality of the audio is one of the things that will keep people coming back. And It's quite ironic because model rail radio started out with kind of quite dirty talk shoe related audio. Anyway, so it's been through Levelator now, and you open it up, you get a sense of what you're dealing with. Firstly, it's a mono track now, looks a little rough, but you can just zoom into it. So this is actually pretty good. What you're looking for here is large pauses, this kind of stuff.
Now, the problem is,
You see, that's not adding anything to anyone. So what I typically do, actually, and I should do this just point of fact. Actually, there's plenty of white space there that I've removed, plenty of buttons and R's. So just go back to the start.
hi Ben, I'm just sitting here.
So this like breath clearing, that doesn't add anything.
I'm just sitting here watching TV of the movie Treasure Island.
No, I might cut some of that because I mean, who needs to know it? It's coming in an intro, but you know, if it sets up the fellow as some nautical dude, so much better.
And they have a.
You see, and doesn't really add anything. Sorry, a little over exuberant. So
And
if you remove that,
the Treasure Island. They have a. They're taking a.
you see, it just makes it slightly tighter.
The Treasure Island. The ship in the movie. It's kind of interesting. I mean,
That adds nothing.
and it's a real ship in the movie. It's kind of interesting. I mean, they show a couple of shots that really confuse sea and a storm and everything. That's the real. Yeah.
Well, what my idea was, is you're probably not familiar. Well, what my idea.
So this again,
Yeah.
I mean, this is him exclaining yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he says yeah twice. You don't need the second yeah.
Well, what my idea was, is
So this is you breathing in. You know, you might want to leave a little. I typically cut tight just because, you know, people's
you're probably
audios.
not familiar. Well, what my idea was, you're probably not familiar with it, but there's a fellow named Tom Barbalet out in California that started this project called Model Rail Radio.
Okay.
And it's a free call-in show for...
So this is, you know, you can debate this whether or not you cut that or not. And maybe in the initial one you don't. I don't know. But anyway, you go through. I have personal hatred for. So you know, when people go that kind of stuff, I always cut that. I'm not really sure what that audio is. But anyway, I would listen to this in whole, end to end, go through, just tighten it basically. This kind of stuff, you know, a second's worth of pause, not completely necessary. Just tighten it just a little bit, you know.
Model shipways, long...
So, you know, you can just go through and do this. And then basically, this is in WAV format now, I think. I maintain everything in WAV format until I get to final compression. But anyway, have some fun with this. Record an intro, get your audio editing chops together, and I'll record other videos as need be. But like I said, the site's coming together, so just yeah, get your audio kind of Zen master element, initial grasshopper phase, and yeah, put it together. Anyway, this was a video for Ben Rechel, but hopefully it'll be beneficial for others as well.